What is up, car addicts? In this video, we'll be talking about this week's Dumb Money Event Week as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for June 13th through June 19th, 2024. So the current price ride for this week is the Comet Safari. It's primarily based on the heavily modified Porsche 911 Safari made by Lakeen and has a normal price of about $700,000. To get it for free this week, you have to get first place in an LS Car Series race 5 times. So there's no days in a row requirement for this one. In regards to performance, it's in the sports class and is a below average performing car in the class, having similar performance to some OG sports cars. And even in rally style off-road races, it's still not that quick, as the SE Sport and others just completely dominate it. However, I will say it's a ton of fun to drive and the customization is pretty great as well. Continuing to the test ride vehicles for this week, we have the Torero, the Cheetah, and the Comet SR as well. And all of these are Remove website vehicles, so definitely make sure to pick them up this week if you don't already own them. And for current gen console users, we have the Sentinel XS as the HSW test ride vehicle for this week. Continuing to the casino podium vehicle, we have the Drift Tampa. It's primarily based on the Hoonicorn Ford Mustang RTR and has a normal price of just under $1 million. In regards to performance, it's in the sports class and is one of the slower ones in that class. However, it does offer the drift tuning, which makes it a ton of fun to mess around with, so I highly recommend trying to win that this week. In terms of the dealership cars for this week, in luxury autos we have the Impaler LX and the Dominator GT as well. Continuing to Simeons, we have the Michelli GT, the Grotti GT 500, the Seminole Frontier, the OG Comet, and the Akuma as well. And all of these are Move website vehicles, so definitely make sure to pick them up this week if you don't already own them, especially the regular Comet. Remember that this one is required to own if you want to turn it into the Comet Retro Custom, for those of you who've been wanting one. Moving on to the discounts, in terms of property discounts, we have 30% off the agency properties, as well as 30% off the upgrades and renovations for them as well. However, for GTA Plus members, it is 50% off. Continuing to the vehicle discounts, starting off at the test ride, we have 40% off the Torero, again a Remove website car, which really shocks me. How could Rockstar remove the car based on the legendary Lamborghini Countach, just an absolute icon of a car, and it's a pretty quick car in GTA as well, being in top 5 for the Sports Classics class around most tracks if we don't factor in HSW of course. It has great customization, a good exhaust note, exclusive interior, detailed engine model, etc. It's really the overall package and one that I highly recommend getting if you don't already own it. Next up, we have 40% off the Cheetah, again a Remove website car. This one's in the supercar class and is one of the slower ones in that class, which makes sense being an average performing OG supercar. I've always felt this car looked pretty strange and the customization is pretty lackluster as well, but the nostalgia is definitely there for those of you who've been looking to possibly add one to your garage. Continuing, we have 40% off the Comet SR. This one's in the sports class and is very quick, being a top 15 performing car in that class. It's significantly faster than the Comet S2 around most tracks due to its great handling and speed, making it the fastest Porsche 911 base car in the game for track performance. Now the customization is pretty average, but I still think it's a fantastic car. On to Legendary Motorsport website, we have 40% off the Broadway. So this one's in the muscle car class and obviously isn't quick performance wise, but that's not why you buy a car like this. You buy it for the styling and the customization, which I think this car does fantastically, and it's pretty smooth. It's nice to cruise around with and all that stuff. Just a really nice older classic car to own. Moving on to the San Andreas website, we have 40% off the Hot Ring Everon. So this one's in the sports class and is one of the slower ones in that class alongside the other Hot Ring cars. This one has the worst handling of the 3, at least in my opinion, but it does have the highest top speed of the 3, so it's really track dependent as to which one you should use in the Hot Ring races. And of course, this thing doesn't really offer any visual customization other than liveries. And speaking of Hot Ring cars, we also have 40% off the Hot Ring Sabre. Pretty much the same story here for this one, however this one does have the lowest top speed of the 3. Next up, we have 40% off the Tahoma Coupe. This one's in the muscle car class and is a mid-tier performing car in that class in terms of the track performance. The customization is pretty decent, but obviously it's nothing to get too excited about unless you're a fan of the Monte Carlo, or maybe doing like a movie build with it on training day or something like that. But anyways, continuing, we have 40% off the Dominator GTX. This one's in the muscle car class and offers basically sports car level of handling, which is great. but with the slow handling flags, which makes it go slow over bumps, and a laughably low top speed of only 108 miles per hour. For reference, the top speed of the original Dominator is about 121 miles per hour. It makes the Dominator GTX just very strange of a car to drive, making it into top 20 for track performance still, but overall it's just really a consistent due to those slow handling flags. And I've always felt the styling is a bit strange with the weird Charger taillights looking back end and the front end looking kind of like a Camaro. The newer Dominator GT pretty much fixed all of that, but unfortunately it's currently only available in convertible. Rockstar logic. Next up, we have 40% off the Journey 2. This one surprisingly is a personal vehicle and had tons of potential for customization, but unfortunately, Rockstar only gave it some livery options and the typical internal performance mods you can do on personal vehicles, and that was pretty much it. One of the bigger disappointments, they really should have made it a Pegasus vehicle if they were just going to be that lazy with it, but anyways, we also have 40% off the Surfer Custom. So this one Rockstar did pretty well with the exterior customization, but for some reason they didn't give it any interior customization at all, which is a real shame. Despite the custom name, it's not a Benny's vehicle. And I think it's just a major missed opportunity that Rockstar could have done very well with this thing. But anyway, lastly, for the Warstock website, we have 40% off the Taxi. So this is a Pegasus vehicle with no customization, so there's really no reason to buy this. And even if you do taxi work, you can just steal/borrow one from Cabco to do the missions, so there's really no reason to own this thing at all. Moving along to the gun van, we have the following weapons available this week, and 40% off the double barrel shotgun as well. Continuing to Double Money, we have Double Money NRP on the Adversary Mode Sumo Remix, Double Money NRP on the Franklin and Lamar Short Trip missions, and lastly, the best for last, we have Double Money NRP on the Dr. Dre contract finale, which will earn you $2 million instead of the usual $1 million, which is something you can definitely do while you're waiting for your Kyle Heights cooldown. An awesome way to make money there for sure. In regards to the weekly challenge this week, if you complete a Dr. Dre contract finale this week, you'll receive 100,000, so not bad at all, even more of an incentive to do the contract this week. Continuing to the weekly vehicle robberies from the Salvage Yard business, again these only change once per event week. We have the Gangbanger robbery with the Vapid Ellie, a McTony robbery with the Sterling GT, and the Duggan robbery with the Neon. And to mention, none of these are claimable this week. And lastly, for the time trials, this week's normal time trial is Elysian Island. I highly recommend a quick bike for this one. For the premium race, we have the Supercar Race Downtown Underground. I highly recommend the Emerus, Krieger, Omaggio, or LM87 for this race. And if you're on current gen, I highly recommend using the HSW Weaponized Ignis or the HSW Cyclone 2. And lastly, for current gen console users, the HSW Time Travel is North Chumash. As always, the HSW Hakachi Dragon were the best one for these. In terms of my vehicle discount pick of the week, I'm going to have to go with the Torero. Till this day, it still really shocks me that Rockstar chose to remove this car from the website because it was truly a well-made car in pretty much every way, and for being such an iconic car as well in real life, it just really doesn't make any sense. But here's your chance to get a remove website car on sale this week. Just a very good deal. Anyways, guys, overall, this event week I would say is above average as we have the agency on sale, a good amount of vehicle discounts, and of course the Dr. Dre contract on Double Money. So with that, I'd give this week a solid 8 out of 10. Giving us Double Money on a business this close to a DLC is very surprising. But as always, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Anyways, again guys, thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.